In this lab, you will learn how to assess database configurations with Oracle DataSafe. Using Oracle DataSafe, you can assess the security of a database by using the Security Assessment feature and fix issues. After opening the Oracle DataSafe console, click the Home tab and then click Security Assessment. On the Security Assessment page, select the checkbox for your target database and click Assess. Wait a moment for the report to generate. When the report is generated, review the high risk, medium risk, and low risk values. In the last generated report column, click View Report. The comprehensive assessment report is displayed on the Reports tab. In the upper right corner, view the target name, when the database was assessed, and the database version. View the values for the different risk levels. These values give you an idea of how secure your database is. View the values for security controls, user security, and security configurations. These totals show you the number of findings for each high-level category. Browse the report by scrolling down and expanding and collapsing categories. Each category lists related findings about your database and how you can make changes to improve its security. View the summary table. This table compares the number of findings for each category and counts the number of findings per risk level. It helps you to identify the areas that need your attention on your database. Now we will review the medium risk, low risk, and advisory findings. At the top of the report, click Medium Risk to filter the report to show only the medium risk findings. Deselect all other risk levels. Scroll through the report to view the medium risk findings. At the top of the report, click Low Risk to filter the report to show only the low risk findings. At the top of the report, click Advisory to filter the report to show only the advisory findings. Review the advisory findings. Now we will review the Evaluate findings and fix some of them if possible. At the top of the report, click Evaluate to filter the report to show only the Evaluate findings. Deselect all of the risk levels. Scroll through the report to view the findings. Focus on system privilege grants under Privileges and Roles. System privileges such as alter user, create user, drop user can be used to create and modify other user accounts, including the ability to change passwords. This ability can be abused to gain access to another user's account, which may have had greater privileges. In SQL Developer, we will run a query on our database to find out who has the PDB DBA role. We'll sort the results by granted role to make it easy to identify the user with the role. Then, we'll revoke the PDB DBA role from the evil rich user account. In SQL Developer, we'll run a query on our database to find out who has the PDB DBA role. Then we'll revoke the PDB DBA role from the evil rich user account. Now we'll go back to the Oracle DataSafe console. We'll focus on audit records. Auditing is an essential component for securing any system. The audit trail lets you monitor the activities of highly privileged users. Even though auditing cannot prevent attacks that exploit gaps in other security policies, it does act as a critical last line of defense by detecting malicious activity. We will enable unified auditing policies on the database and ensure that audit records exist. This is STIG, GDPR, and CIS recommended policy. Review the details section in this finding and answer the following questions. How many audit trails exist in your database, and how many of those trails contain audit records? You do not need to do anything on your database because your database already has unified auditing policies enabled. Now we'll focus on unified auditing. Unified auditing is the recommended audit method and is available in Oracle Database 12.1 and later releases. Not using unified auditing or disabled unified auditing policies is a risk. Verify that unified audit policies are enabled on the database. Audit all sensitive operations, including privileged user activities. Also audit access to application data that bypasses the application. At the top of the report, we'll click Advisory to filter the report to show only the advisory findings. Make sure you deselect all other risk levels. Now we'll scroll through the report to review the findings. For example, we can see that some findings have a pass status. Now we'll look at user accounts in system or sysaux table case-sensitive passwords. We can see users with default passwords. We can see password verifiers, user parameters, users with unlimited password lifetime, system privilege granted to public, and roles granted to public. We can also see column privileges granted to public DBA role, and more. Now we will rerun the security assessment and compare the results to the first assessment. In the Oracle Data Safe console, click the Home tab and then click Security Assessment. On the Security Assessment page, select the checkbox for your target database and then click Assess. In the last generated report column, click the View Report link. The comprehensive assessment report is displayed. View the totals for the risk level. If you fix any of the previous risks, then the totals will be lower than in the first assessment. Check the account management privileges entry in the Evaluate category. Notice that Evil Rich is no longer listed. To compare the results with the first assessment, you can click the Reports tab, click Security Assessment, click Comprehensive Assessment, and click the previous assessment report to open it. You have just finished the second part of Lab 7.